Friends, ladies and germs, we are good to go here. Just getting a couple things set up before we really start. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? What's good, chat? All right, we got Keeve in the house saying, any ideas on who else will be on the banner? Actually, I think... Hold on, I can pull that up really quick. Because I saw it earlier. It's on... They have the, release schedule here. So, it looks like red is covered. We have 3 red heroes confirmed already. So, Legendary Hinoka, Legendary Veronica, and then Emblem, Mythic Emblem. Blue, we don't have anybody confirmed at all. Green, we have Legendary Xander, and that's it. And then on colorless, we have Goto, Fomortis, and Medius. So, whoever it is tonight, it's probably going to be blue or green. And there's a couple of options that could be. Also, it's Tanabata in Japan, so, they're probably going to do something hype and something busted. All right, Vocaloid Lover, what's up, man? Sweater Puppies, what's good, Tacho? It's been a minute. Hey, it has been a minute, Sweater Puppies. Haven't seen you in the chats in a little bit. All right, let's take a look over here. Defenses. Okay, we got 2 defenses, even though it's, whatchamacallit, it's Chaos Season, so of course... And then this guy is a bonus too, so everyone... Basically, if you have access to him, you've got Breath of Life 4. So far, we're doing okay here. Doesn't seem like we have too much to worry about. We've got, of course, this dude right here. No Breath of Life, though. No support for him for Breath of Life. That's weird. All right, he's at +1. Let me see if we got animations on. Yep. Okay. All right, Shade XV2. Actually, that's Roman numerals. What is that, 17? Shade 17. Hiya. I've long stopped playing this game, but am here. Hey, well, that's what's up, Shade. It's nice to have you in the house. Even though, of course, this game is complete degeneracy. All right, Keeve says, hoping for an emblem effect that helps out slow units. Oh, you mean like what Diamant and the Summer Harid do, where they change the speed check for getting a double? Isaiah Robinson says, hoping no sword emblem, honestly. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen because red is already covered. We're not getting a red hero tonight. Cygnus says, hey, Tasho, returning player here. Saw your recent videos on Fae Fixes, loved it. I'll still play for fun, free to play with the orbs I've saved. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do, too. I don't really buy orb packs. The only thing I will buy is, the Fae Pass. Just to get a spark and just for the auto start so I can save some sanity when I'm grinding, Tempest Trials and Forging Bonds. Nils Frazier says, Emblem Camilla. Oh, that would be nice. What would she have, though? Melt damage again? She would just be Legendary Camilla, but better. Oh, could you imagine an Emblem ring that has melt damage on it? If it was Emblem Camilla and then the Emblem ring just gives you melt damage? That would be nuts. Alright, Sweater Puppy says, yeah, I dropped Fae like a bad habit, but still keeping up with the game. I've heard a lot of people doing that. They've quit playing the game, but they still like to look at information about it. It's spiraling so out of control that I think it's just entertaining for people at this point. It's like watching a train wreck. What else could they possibly go wrong here, right? That's why people want to watch all the information still they want to keep up. All right, this guy's got Yunaka with Disarm Trap. And he's got a Cordelia there with Soaring Guidance and a Chloe. All right, well, I've got my Gatekeeper here with Kanto Control and also Warp Bubble, so he's not really going to be able to capitalize too well here. Oh, also, he had his safety fence in the corner. That's not going to save him. Yeah, when you have the safety fence over there, it's not protecting every lane. So, yeah, he got sniped there. That's an RIP for him. Isaiah says, my orbs are dead if it's Korin or Tiki, honestly. Oh, boy. I don't know if they're going to do the DLC rings right now. I think they're probably going to wait for the main rings to finish, and then they'll start doing the DLC rings. So I wouldn't expect, like, Tiki or Camilla or Hector or, like, Soren and them. I wouldn't expect them until they finish the main game Emblem rings first. All right, Brett Estes, or Estes. I'm not sure how to say that one. Highly doubt it's Corrin or Micaiah, because we just got them. Yeah, that's also an argument, too, I would say. I think it's going to be somebody really hyped, though, because Tanabata, of course, big celebration for Japan. So they probably want to drop some fire here. All right, why don't we go ahead and start with Resonant Battles tonight. And hopefully things go well here. All right, Sweater Puppy says, love the Tower of Volney idea you had on the most recent Fae Fixes too. I would low-key come back just for that. I've been dying for them to do that for a long time. Like, Tower of Volney or the Ruins, I think would be so good. Because everyone, so many people were complaining that the generic enemies we fight are really boring. Like, even these guys, look at these thieves right here. They're all, like, Emblem thieves, right? They're all from Emblem. And, like, pretty much all of the enemies we fight are just generic Emblem enemies, right? And they do beasts very rarely, so we don't really get too many beast opponents, which could add some more flavor, because, of course, they have different transformations. But, like, it seems like wasted potential to not do all of the monster enemies, because a couple of games have had it. It's not like just Sacred Stones. We've had monsters in quite a few, right? Even Three Houses had monsters as well, right? We were fighting those giant behemoth enemies, right? And then I remember they had these giant hawks in Three Houses, and they had, like, those giant statues and stuff. Like, those could be interesting enemies, too. Those would be cool for a raid boss. Like, to fight those giant statue guys from Three Houses. I don't know, man. There's just, like, it seems like they just checked out. They don't want to put in too much effort anymore. As unfortunate as that is. Art Sadoozy says it's probably not Roy, but praying. Yeah, a lot of people want Roy. Mainly because we've never had, like, a super meta Roy besides this one right here. And he really didn't live that long in the meta. Unfortunately, he got power crept pretty quickly. Tarantula Lol says the generic mech enemies from Book 5 were pretty hype. I wish the generic enemies would update every book. Yeah, that would be cool. Not only that, too, but, like, what was I gonna say? In Book 5, we still don't have, Fafnir yet. Like, we don't have Fallen Fafnir or regular Fafnir. And I do remember specifically there was a data mine a while ago where we did actually get them, right? So, like, they were supposed to be released at some point. I think it was Fallen Fafnir who was in the data mine specifically. And they just never released him as a unit. So who knows when that's going to be. The same thing happened to, like, King Freyr, because I believe he was fully data mined outside of his weapon. And then they just never bothered releasing him until way later. And then when they finally did, he was badass as hell. So maybe that's what they're thinking about doing for King Freyr. Or King Fafnir, rather. Oh, nothing basic. Sorry I'm late. Nah, bro, you don't have to be punctual when it comes to these. Just show up whenever. And then leave whenever. I'm not trying to keep y'all in jail like Fire Emblem Heroes is. Isaiah Robinson says, bro, Stoneborn enemies in Fae would be so fire. Oh, was that what they were called? Stoneborn? I completely don't remember what they were called. Alright, we gotta make some smooth moves here, because this thief is gonna get away. We have the Dancer Veil, that's good. Alright, why don't we just go over here? Let's get rid of Ira. And then I can go ahead and dance on Igreen after that. Alright, Nothing Basic says, my guess is Micaiah or Sigurd. I don't think it'll be Sigurd right now, even though Sigurd would be a definite, like, banger of a release for Emblem Heroes. I think they're probably going to hold off on him a little. Also, he's red, so, like, they're not going to do a red hero tonight. The red pool is already covered. Alright, Chris says, trailer tonight, I'm behind. Yeah, there is a trailer tonight. Oh, maybe, you know what? Maybe the Tanabata thing that they did was actually the double special banner. Because the double special banner we got was actually, like, better than usual. We don't really get double special banners like that. And there was only one demoted hero on the whole banner, so that's, like, another thing. Alright, I think we're good here. Yep. Alright, John Buna. I'm confused how people are entertained by this. The graphics look like trash, like they didn't even bother to give it 3D graphics. Well, I think they went with the GBA style, because the Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem games were like this, where it was like sprite-based graphics and like the critical hits and the animations like that. I think that's what they were trying to focus on. But of course, if you compare the graphics in Fate to like some more modern gachas like Genshin, for example, or like Wuthering Waves and stuff, of course those games are going to look a lot better. I mean, those are actually like 3D games. This is not actually a 3D game. It's just like a 2D strategy game. Alright, let's do AA next. This one's going to be painful because look at the squad that I have to run here for the first fight. We better bring like some crazy items here. Like, just whatever is going to allow us to get KOs better. I think we'll go for the Fear Charm here. Yeah, that way we can at least get, like, Fire Sweep on Lyn if we need that. Alright, Derail. What's up, Derail? Part of me thinks it's going to be a green bow Lyn, like legendary, but her emblem effect is to add Glimmer onto units like Astro Blade. There's a lot of things they could do with Emblem Ring. Or Emblem Lyn, I think. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle her. Because, of course, she has, like... What was it called again? The, like, duplication ability where she makes the copies of herself. I don't know if they're going to do that in Fae, but, like, that would be interesting to see. Alright, luckily this guy is running, like, all offense. So... I mean, we can easily just, like, get 3 KOs right here just with Lyn. Okay, no, I took off... Silly me, I took off the Dancer Veil. I should have kept it. Oh, man, so what do we do here? We can only get 2 KOs, and then... Like, which of these is the least scary to tank? Maybe Vargas can actually hang in there against Shirena. I'm not completely sold on that, but we'll give it a try here, because I don't really have any other moves. Wacky Warrior, what's up, man? Shadows of Valentia represent. Ooh, we got a fan here of Echoes. Echoes is one of the more, like, obscure ones. More so just, like, Fire Emblem 2. That was one of the few Game Boy, or, not Game Boy, but, the few, like, NES and Super NES games I didn't play for Fire Emblem. I'm gonna go ahead and pop an item here. Let's pop the Lightning Charm, and maybe Fargus will be able to beat her, but I doubt it. Alright, Fargus, let's see what you got here. I would have been more confident if it was Mordecai, but I don't know about Fargus, man. I don't think he can do it. Yeah, oh, he was pretty close, though. Okay. Alright, Fargus gave it a valiant effort there. But unfortunately, I love how this guy has Flared Sparrow on her, too. Yeah, just get rid of XL for Flared Sparrow. It's a little better for, like, Gale Forcing, but I don't know. I'd probably just keep XL on her. Alright, well, let's go back to the Dancer Veil. I guess that's going to be more helpful here. Pigeon Leader. Also, why are all the NPC enemies only from Embla? Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. I think that's just dumb. Embla isn't the only enemy. It made sense for Book 1 and Book 6, but where are the Muspel, Hell, and Fairy enemies? Fairy enemies would be pretty interesting, right? Because, like, the fairy enemies would probably be dancers, and we don't often get enemy dancers to have to fight against. So that would have been pretty cool. Alright, this one doesn't look too bad. Also, he's, like, throwing us a bone here with some of these dance seals. Alright, let's try not to get wrecked again. A-OK. Tacho, do you play any other gachas besides Faye? Oh, more than I should, to tell you the truth. So, I've played Hunter x Hunter Battle All-Stars. That was what started my YouTube channel. Unfortunately, of course, that game went defunct. So, can't really play that one too much anymore. They had their end of service. What are the games? I played Dokkan. I still play Dokkan. Actually, Dokkan just released some fire with the upcoming Ultra Instinct Goku for Tanabata. That's going to be fire. I play Pokemon Masters as well. Murdoch is pretty annoying here. Alright, we have to basically just wait until Murdoch leaves before we can get any KOs here. Yeah, so I play Pokemon Masters also. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links a little bit, but I didn't like it. So I gave up on that one. I was a fan of, like, Super OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I would say Yu-Gi-Oh! Up to, like, Invasion of Chaos, like classic OG Yu-Gi-Oh! That was, like, my jam. But then, like, I don't got the time to memorize, like, all the new effects for all the cards in Master Duel and, like, Duel Links and all that stuff. So, that's probably not going to be my sort of thing. Isaiah says, I want boss rush mode. Oh, boss rush mode would be cool in here. Or just, like, anything, man. Like, any mode where we're fighting multiple enemies all at once, I think would be cool. As opposed to doing, like, one-and-done maps. I think, like, a survival mode could be pretty cool in here. There's just so many things. So many things that they could do so easily, too. It's not like it would be difficult to, like, just take all of the existing modes that they have and just repurpose them into, like, survival mode and things like that. But again, like I said, I get the feeling they've checked out on the game. So they're probably not going to, like, go above and beyond anymore. Oh, man, gotta love that. Mordecai, this thick boy here, taking absolutely no damage. Lecarm, if I'm saying that right, says, it's okay, Tacho. We Yu-Gi-Oh! Players don't read our cards either. Yeah, but if you know what I'm talking about, though, like OG Yu-Gi-Oh! From back in the day where, like, Chaos was the playstyle. You would run, like, a Chaos deck with Blackluster Soldier and Chaos Emperor Dragon and, like, Yata Garasu and stuff. Like, that's my jam. That's, like, OG Yu-Gi-Oh! At its finest. But right now, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just impossible. Pretty much, like, I think games end on, like, the first turn in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, right? Like, most decks are just cycling through their entire deck. Because it's like, oh, there's so many search cards and so many, like, conditional draw cards. Like, deck search and mill and, like, all that stuff. Like, you're just sitting there waiting, twiddling your thumbs for your opponent's turn to even end. Before you even get a chance to do anything. Okay, do we want to use a retreat here? I think we're gonna. Not a good score there, 764. Alright, this is a little better. Alright, doesn't look too bad. I gotta love this, right? Like, this guy, he pretty much amounted to exactly what I said, just high Dragon Wall fodder. I had a lot of pushback on that, too, my analysis of him. People were like, oh, you're so salty because it's not Athos like you wanted. I'm like, dude. This Korin is just very generic. He doesn't break the mold at all. Alright, Shadow Demon, what's up, man? I only have one prediction for who the Emblem hero is. I'm hoping that it's Emblem Roy with a new and improved Binding Blade with this encounter built in. or an improved Binding Blade and Distant Counter bonus doubler in the A slot. A lot of people that want Roy are predicting that he's going to have, like, some kind of built-in miracle, because he had Holdout in Fire Emblem Engage, so, like, that's what they're expecting out of him. I'm not too sure, like, if they're going to do Roy tonight, though, because he would be a red hero. And red is pretty much locked in for this banner. So I don't think we're going to get him or, like, any red unit. Alright, Pally says, Link summon once, that's fine. Link up twice, that's okay. Link up 3 times, that's playing with yourself. Is that something in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, a Link summon? The last, like, special thing that they announced, or, like, the last new mechanic I remember was the Synchro summoning. And, like, nowadays they probably have, like, something even worse than that. So, I don't know. I would be a terrible judge of what's going on in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. Oh, this guy with his warp bubble is actually proving very annoying here. I bet you Chloe beats him. How much you want to bet? Like, Chloe just demolishes him. Yeah, this is actually going to take us a little bit of time here. Yeah, because we got to basically just wait for them to come to us here. Because we're not able to really approach that good with this guy. Alright, let's get rid of Sharena. Alright, now he says hat and toss formats are popular old formats. Or Edison. Those are like OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Formats. I know a thing or two, it's just that, like, I mean, classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just so good. A lot of the video games, too, the old school video games are really fun. Like, what are some good ones? Forbidden Memories, of course. You know what's crazy, too? I like all of the video games for Yu-Gi-Oh! That don't even use the real rules. So, like, Forbidden Memories was awesome. Duelist of the Roses is fire, even though it doesn't use the rules. What else is there? Like, Reshef of Destruction and Sacred Cards are both pretty fun games. It seems like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just better when it's not even, like, using actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Rules. I think that's a bad sign, right? Like, that means something is horribly wrong. If the game is better when you're not even playing it as intended. There was another one, too. There was another PlayStation 2 Yu-Gi-Oh! Game that was really fire. I think it was like a chess kind of game. Like, all of the monsters were chess pieces. I can't remember the exact name of it, but that game was really fun, actually. Oh, man. If anyone knows the name of the game I'm thinking of, they'll help me out here in the chat. But that game was so fire. I love that game. Russian Dude, Duelist of the Roses was wild. Yeah, I mean, the story in that game is pretty funky, too, right? Like, imagine Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters back in the 1500s in the actual Duel of the Roses, right? Like, that's crazy. How did they come up with that? Like, who thought that was a concept for a game? Like, you remember one of the bloodiest wars in history? The Duel of the Roses? Or, like, War of the Roses? Like, why don't we take that and put it in Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, how does that compute? I don't understand. Such a weird idea. DDM was goated as well. Oh, Dungeon Dice Monsters? That game was pretty fire. The one on Game Boy Advance, I remember that one. Not so legendary Corey Congo says Falsebound Kingdom, right? No, Falsebound Kingdom was a different one. That one was on GameCube. I'm thinking of one on PS2. There is also Capsule Monster Coliseum. That's the one. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, it's like the monsters are basically chess pieces in that game. It's kind of like Fire Emblem in a way, actually. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Chess, basically. That would be a fun game to, like, live stream, actually. All right, we're getting really killed here in terms of, like, scoring, but I don't know. Hopefully we can walk out of here with a decent run. Oh, man, Vector. This guy brings me back. Remember when he was the man? Like, he was the one and only far save armor anyone would ever use. And look at him now. Oh, man. He was so future-proof, though. Like, look at how short his weapon is. It's like one paragraph. And yet this was like the pinnacle of armored units back in the day. Yeah, this game... they went way too far with the power creep. Okay, Skymer. What's up, Skymer? Hi, Tacho. I hope you're doing simply fantastic. Well, I'm doing all right. I actually, before I started live streaming tonight, I went to the supermarket to pick up some stuff because I was running out of food, right? So, like, I go outside. It's very sunny. It's like the perfect weather, right? Outside is just so beautiful. I exit the supermarket, and all of a sudden, it's like a Category 5 hurricane. I don't even know what could have possibly happened while I was in there. But it's like, it's raining profusely. There's thunder and lightning everywhere. The winds are blowing like so hard, my grocery bags are blowing out of my hand. Like, I have no idea how things could have gone so horribly wrong. But, yeah, I got rained out pretty bad today. Oh, oh, that's not good. And I just burned all of our mulligans. I was not paying attention. Okay, there we go. Classic Tasha, right? Paying more attention to chat than to the fight. Okay, but Skymer also says, I wanted to say I loved your Fixing Fae videos. I really always enjoy your insight. I do also plan to stick with this game until it ends. I think most people are like that. If you take a look at a lot of the comments on those videos, it's like a lot of people are playing just out of habit at this point. Like, I don't think people have, like, super enjoyment out of the game anymore, but because they've been playing for 7 years, they're still playing. So, like, sunken cost fallacy was, like, one of the huge reasons I got people were still playing. Things like that, like, or they've just built up their account for so many years that it would feel wrong to just stop playing now. All right, another Crom just... Wow. What do we need, like, Warp Bubble in here? What's going on? Can I maybe not get wrecked by Crom? Gabrielle says, I used to love the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game where it was a tournament, and they switched back and forth between modern times and ancient Egypt. I think that was Forbidden Memories. That's like one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Games of all time, man. The fusion mechanic in Forbidden Memories is like one of the coolest things that they have. Because you can just fuse the most random monsters ever. You could just... Oh, wow, what the hell? 776. How did we get this? I didn't even know my team could score this high. Are we even able to win this fight, though? Like... I mean, I hopped in here, obviously, but... I don't know if we're going to be able to win this one. Seems kind of tough, but we'll give it a try. Alright, Tuskoob says, the false illusion that I could still build a unit who will last more than a week of usefulness. Oh, that's just not happening anymore. This is not the type of game where you can simply build a unit. I mean, people do for just the fun of it and the sake of it, but like... Building units in this game isn't really going to get you particularly far. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. She gave Shireen a warp bubble there, so we can't warp with Tiki. That's annoying. I think I'm going to pop the duo skill here. Because, like, I don't see any reason not to. And, of course, we're still not able to get this kill. Wow, what a waste of a duo skill. Yeah, Stockholm Syndrome, A-OK. Yeah, that was another, like, commonly commented thing there. Pally says, this is a nice game to play to scratch the itch to roll, though when I'm saving up Spark in Grand Blue. Yeah, that's another popular gacha. Grand Blue Fantasy. Not particularly my thing, but... like, I'm not, like, super into games like that. And really, the only reason I'm into Fae is because of the Fire Emblem IP. I probably wouldn't play this game if I didn't like Fire Emblem. But it just so happens that I do like Fire Emblem, so... that's pretty much why I play here. Oh, yeah, with oh, boy, yeah, this is going to be a problem. Oh, geez, what do we do here? We just have to run away. And then hopefully just not get bodied. Shane Giorgio says twin-headed thunder dragon is the way to go in Forbidden Memories. Yeah, pretty much. Like, your entire opening deck is just twin-headed thunder dragon, and then once you're able to fuse to make, like, Meteor Black Dragon, and, like, you're able to fight the Meadow Mage, you can get that. Alright, now he's going to be on a defense tile, so he's going to be even harder to get rid of. Dude, this is like... we're just running away like cowards here. We don't stand a chance. Unfortunately. Yeah, we can't do anything to this guy here. We can't even warp or anything like that. Alright, even if we use the lightning charm, it's not going to help us. So... yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know what to do here. We just pray maybe this random build on Fargus can work. Alright, Fargus, test your metal here. Alright, can Fargus do it? The random res build that I have on Fargus. Can this get us out of here? Alright, probably not. We're done. Yeah, we're gonna get bodied now because he's got more speed. Alright, so much for that. Really good scoring fight, but we couldn't actually win. Yeah, you know what? I think we're going to go back to the Fear Charm. If we had this, we might have had a chance. But, I don't know. Alright, now he says, you don't stand a ghost of a chance. Oh, man. Remember Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged? Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged was fire. That's one of the old school classics. Like, you gotta be OG YouTuber to remember that. Or just, like, OG fan of YouTube to remember Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. That was the shit back in the day. Alright, Shane Giorgio says, as far as Fire Emblem and Smash, Alear has really cool moveset potential, but honestly, I'd prefer if they add Anna, because she deserves it. I think a lot of people hate Fire Emblem when it comes to Smash because... like, how many reps did Fire Emblem get on... which one was it? I think it was the first Smash Brothers game on Wii U, like Smash... what was that one called? Just like Super Smash Brothers? I think it was called just like regular Super Smash Brothers, right? So, like, that game... what am I trying to say? Like, that game had so many Fire Emblem reps that it got on people's nerves. And then, like, from that point on, like, Fire Emblem... or Smash Brothers fans all over the world just hate Fire Emblem now, because how many reps we got in that one game. Okay, this is interesting. We are not going to be able to reach Hinoka now. Oh my god, this is just pain. It's always the first fight too, right? Like... we can't catch a break and just win the first one. And then have smooth sailing through the rest. Alright, Pally says, to be fair, Pokemon is bigger than Mickey Mouse, so the representation is warranted. Okay, well, I mean, Pokemon has a lot of reps in Smash Brothers, but there's not really a reason why Fire Emblem should have as many as it does. Even I, like me, as a Fire Emblem fan, I don't even get why they have that many reps in Smash Brothers. It really just doesn't make sense. Meanwhile, there are, like, IPs that could really use the amount of reps and they don't get it. Alright, can we actually win a fight here? Hopefully. I'm getting real sick of doing this first fight. Alright, Tiki's done, right? Like, there's no way Tiki is living this. Oh my god, this is pain. This is actual pain. We can't get through one freaking fight. Oh my god. You want to know why people complain about Arena? This is why. When you're forced to using bums that just score, and they can't really do anything else. Like, this is what happens. Alright, Pally says Sakurai loves Fire Emblem. I mean, that would be the only conclusion I could come to as to why they get so many reps. Because, like, there's just no good reason why Fire Emblem should have as many reps as it does. Atreus says... Oh, is that Atreus from God of War? Is that what your name is based on? I thought there were no more DLCs for Smash. They're adding more. I wouldn't know if that's the case, because, like... I'm not really a big player of Smash Brothers. Alright, for real, Ash is dope. We talking about Fire Emblem Ash, or are we talking about, like, Ash Ketchum? Alright, looks like we're talking about Ash from Faye. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have a problem with Ash. I liked her in that one video, the April Fool's video, where she was on the electric guitar. That was fire. Ash is a rock star, guys. Saw her killing it on that guitar solo. Man, I wish they would do more videos like that. Like, just more fun content. I get that it has nothing to do with the game, but, like... Wouldn't that be fun? Just getting more, like, fun content videos. Alright, we're gonna bet on Mordecai being able to beat Byleth, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this here. I can't say for sure that Mordecai will be able to do it, but hopefully. Alright, here's a character too, Nell from Engage. I don't even know anything about her, because I never got the DLC, but her dragon form looks pretty cool. What is that, like a baby Sombron? Is she, like, related to Sombron somehow? Okay, I wasn't expecting that to happen. Now we can't, like, get the finish here. Alright, that's not good. Wow, we really just actually can't do anything. Alright, we'll pop the Dancer Veil. Hopefully we get Lyn to dance. Of course not. Why would I expect Lyn to get dance? How foolish of me. It's a 50-50. Basically, that means it's a 0 chance that she'll get dance. Alright, Nell is Sombron's daughter. Yes, okay. Alright, that only raises more questions than answers, though. Okay, so Nell is Sombron's daughter. I thought, wasn't Vale also his daughter, and then Alear was also his daughter? So, like, how many kids does this guy have? Like, what is going on? Sombron is that much of a player? He's got, like, 10 kids? Okay, he can't do it. He can't do it, or she can't do it. He can't do it. And then Lyn can't do it, so nobody can beat him. Seems legit. Maybe on a defense tile we'll have better luck. Hopefully. Alright, yeah, now this this bum is going to go all the way around, too, really. Alright, sure. Okay, we do have better luck on the defense tile, so we'll set this up like this. And then we can leave him right there, and then hopefully we can beat this Byleth, because I'm getting real sick of doing one fight here. All right, his entire army in the war was all his children. Oh my god. All right, so Sombron really is like a playboy then. He's got like an army full of children. Primal B says, how much power creep do you think we're in for this time? Probably a decent amount at least. Considering that it is... Oh, whatchamacallit? It's Tanabata. So they're probably going to give us a decent amount of power creep tonight. All right, Nils Frazier says Sombron has dozens of kids just to have extra pawns to use. All right, well, I mean, if that's what he's doing with them, that's like waste. Oh, such a waste, right? Like, why not just train them and have them become stronger tools for your war? All right, Isaiah says, also, how come we choose to save or choose to have our summoner be a Maneki? Doesn't seem like it breaks the story. I mean, that might, actually. I've never thought about that in particular, but, like, what if the summoner was a dragon? Huh. That would be interesting, I guess. I wouldn't be, like, too sure where they're going with that, but that would be kind of funky. All right, Nothing Basic says, what is Tanabata? Tanabata is like a Japanese summer festival. They have, like, fireworks on the beach, and they dance in yukatas, basically. What would it be? I guess it would be like the 4th of July for, like, America. Like, that's kind of the equivalent. Something like that. Because they have fireworks, and then they're, like, celebrating and things like that. All right, now he says Xenologue Sombron always had twins every time he made a child. Oh, that's interesting. So, like, I would assume that Alir and Vale are twins, and then Nell and the other guy from the DLC were twins, right? What are the odds of that? Like, all of your children happen to be twins. What? There's got to be, like, some kind of crazy RNG behind that happening. Pigeon Leader says the summoner is supposed to be us from Earth, so a Manakite summoner wouldn't make sense. Yeah, that seems like a possibility too. I mean, wasn't there a cutscene where Alphonse ended up in the summoner's world and it was like full of skyscrapers? I kind of get the feeling that happened once. I just don't... I don't remember which book that happened in, though. Might have been, like, book 4 or something. But, like, Alphonse, he was surrounded by skyscrapers, and he had, like, no idea what was going on. Alright, Primal Beast says, I couldn't tell you the last time I actually tried to read a skill. The only stat that matters is word count. Yeah, well, also, the problem, too, is that you can read the skill and you still won't even know what it does, which is a problem. Like, you can't go around with walls of text that you expect people to read, and then they read it and they still don't even know what the hell is going on. Like, that is pinnacle awful game design. That is just not good. That's not acceptable. You can't be doing that, man. Okay, we got Baby Ike here. Duo Micaiah. Alright, Kana and then Marth, okay. I've actually been building up that Marth in... What is it again? Hall of Forms? I've got some pretty good stuff on that Marth, so, like... I'm pretty prepared for, like, picking him up as a Forma. Hopefully we don't get bombarded by this Micaiah. I don't think so. I mean, she hits really hard, but, like, Ike is Ike. So I would imagine he'd be able to win. Yeah, Jesus, 46 damage. That is a lot. That is quite a lot. Alright, but we are able to survive. Thanks to the defense tile, I would imagine. Alright, we got 15 minutes to go, and we have quite a lot of fights to do. Hopefully we can get this done. Ghost Ike gonna bully baby Ike. Yeah, that is about to happen. It is nice to finally get a good Ike unit, because, like, how many years has it been since, like, they've had the game out, and we haven't really had a good Ike since pretty much, like, Brave Ike, right? Like, he was the last good Ike. And then it took them so long before they actually released another good Ike. I would much rather Ike be the best unit in the game than, like, Edelgard. Because, like, who the hell cares about Edelgard, man? Ike should actually be the strongest. He's canonically the strongest character. Or the strongest lord, anyway. Alright, Pally says the power of racism has been defeated again. Oh, who was the racist? Wasn't it Roy? Like, Roy is always against dragons and beasts for some reason. Even though his mom is probably a dragon. That's just cold, man. Roy is a cold boy. Doesn't even care about his own mommy. That's how you know Roy ain't from the hood. He don't care about his mama. Alright, Gabrielle says, I love Edelgard. I met her voice... Oh, you met the voice actor for Edelgard in February, and she's such an awesome person. If I could meet one... Well, I have actually met a voice actor. I met... Or not a voice actor. I met an artist for Fire Emblem, which was Daisuke Izuka. I tell this story, like, all the time, but way back in the day when Tacho was playing Duel Masters, I actually won a tournament, and I ended up getting a free plane ticket to compete at Worlds. And they flew out Daisuke Izuka to the tournament because he was one of the main artists for the game. And at the time, I didn't even know that Daisuke Izuka drew art for Fire Emblem, right? So, like, this was prior to Shadow Dragon, which I think he was the main artist for. So, like, I had no idea. I didn't even know. So, I just got him to, like, sign one of my Duel Masters cards, not even realizing that this guy isn't, like, one of the biggest artists for Fire Emblem. And had I known, I would have talked to him about it, right? Because, like, he signed my card. I talked to him a little bit. I was like, what's it like, like, coming out to a tournament when you live in Japan and stuff like that? He was like, yeah, it was cool. Because they flew him out. I mean, they paid for his plane ride. They, like, paid for his, like, food and all that stuff. So he had a good time. Alright, Shane Giorgio says, wait, Daisuke Izuka made Shadow Dragon's art? Yeah, he was the primary artist for that game. Like how Kita Senri was the main artist for Tellius. I think every Fire Emblem has, like, a main artist. I believe Wada was the main artist for Fire Emblem 7 and 6. This would have been, like, old school Wada, right? Like, when Wada was drawing, like, super anime style with the OG Fire Emblem games. And then Daisuke Izuka did Shadow Dragon, and also he did, what was the sequel? New Mystery of the Emblem. Yeah, but I've never met a voice actor, though, for Fire Emblem, or just any voice actor in general. And if I could meet one, I think I'd probably want to meet, like, Mikaya's voice actor, I would say. Because I know she did Mei in Pokemon and, like, OG Ash in Pokemon. So, like, that would be, like, more up my alley than the Fire Emblem stuff. Alright, we got 3 fights to go, and we got, like, 10 minutes to go. So, hopefully we can knock this out. Alright, Kita Senri, my beloved. No, also, like, Suzuki Rika is badass, too. I don't think Suzuki Rika has drawn a single bad art in this game. Alright, Gabrielle says, I met Zach Aguilar too. He's lovely. Oh, is that Claude's voice actor, I think? Or is that Jose Vieja, I think is how you say his name? Or Joe Zieja. Yeah, that's the one. I think that's Claude's voice actor, right? So who is voiced by Zach Aguilar? I'm going to need like a refresher here for my memory. Because I don't have like all the voice actors on like speed dial in my mind. Alright, KPID says, my gacha cravings have been cured by, or curved by Poke Rogue. What is that? I've never heard of that. Poke Rogue? Like roguelike Pokemon? Is that a mod hack? Or like a ROM hack of Pokemon to have roguelike Pokemon? Oh wow, look at this. I was not expecting her to be able to get that KO. Okay, sure. Veil with color disadvantage. This dude on a defense tile, and of course the amount of like non-pierceable DR that he's got, and we still beat him. That is the most unlikely scenario I think I've ever seen here. Yeah, Corrin, man, this guy got to step up his game. People were waiting on Legendary Corrin, and then he came out, and he's getting bodied by the most random units. Alright, roguelike Pokemon is exactly right. It's not a mod, though. Oh, so it's like a regular game, then? Which Pokemon game had that, I wonder? Mr. Geo Martin says it's basically a sequence of battles nonstop. Oh, Poke Rogue is a fan-made roguelite. So what is it, like Pokemon Boss Rush or something? Okay, I think we can get this done if we like get Firestorm Dance support here. Okay, no, we can't. That's not good. I was pretty sure we would have been able to, but I guess not. Okay, hold on. We gotta wait a turn here. Alright, now we get the debuff off. We should be able to beat him this time, I would imagine. Wow. What a stubborn guy this Byleth is. Living with 1 HP, huh? Okay. Alright, Primal B, and they still are. I had a convo about Fire Emblem with Tara Platt, Edelgard, and she genuinely loves Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I know some of the voice actors, like, actually play the game, which is pretty... That's cool, right? Like, that's probably more than the devs actually do. Because I can't imagine anyone, any dev playing this game and thinking, like, some of this shit is okay. Alright, we got 7 minutes to go until trailer. Alright, so let's just hopefully not get jumped in this fight, and then we can, like, actually get our dub here. Alright, KPID says it's browser-based. You just pick your team and fight till you die or win. Oh, so that's like Pokemon Showdown then, right? Because Pokemon Showdown is also browser-based. I mean, that uses the real rules, though, right? Like, that's... Like, Pokemon Showdown is just a very good battle sim. I wonder how many of y'all are actually aware of, like, the previous battle sims. Like, the stuff that predated Pokemon Showdown. Because, like, I'm one of the OGs. I could tell y'all all about that. So, for Gen 3 and Gen 2, it was Net Battle. Which I never really played Net Battle too much. Then they had Shoddy Battle, which I played profusely. And then after Shoddy Battle, they had Pokemon Online, which was where I was tearing ass. That's when I was like one of the GOATs at competitive Pokemon. And it pisses me off still to this day that all of my good battle logs were on that server for Pokemon Online. And once that went defunct, like, I lost all of my logs. I had some insane battles, man. I could have just put on, like, a battle clinic. But unfortunately, it's not there anymore. And then after Pokemon Online, it was Pokemon Showdown, which was the next thing. Alright, Pally, Shoddy Battle might be hated. Oh boy, we getting some hate in the chat for Shoddy Battle. I was actually, like, personally invited to playtest Shoddy Battle, because at the time I was, like, one of the best players. This was in early Gen 4, because I had imported the game. I bought the Japanese Diamond, which... Dude, the Japanese box art for Pokemon Diamond is the rawest shit in the world. Like, that cover, that box art is still my favorite Pokemon box art. But, like, I imported Japanese Diamond, so, like, I was ahead of the curve. I was, like, one of the progenitors of the format, honestly. Like, me and my friends basically built the Gen 4 meta from scratch. And then they invited me to playtest Shoddy Battle. And it was pretty fun. But, of course, early Shoddy Battle was not particularly great. They had a lot of kinks to work out with that. Alright, Colin's server was wild, yeah. It didn't, like, really pick up steam, though, because early Shoddy Battle was, like, very primitive compared to Net Battle. And people were still holding out hope that Net Battle was going to happen. So when Net Battle never happened, like, for Gen 4, people got very mad. So Smogon, they made their own server for Shoddy. And, like, at that point, that's when Shoddy was, like, really starting to pick up steam. Alright, hopefully we don't get jumped. I didn't even check if Claude had, like, Guidance 4 or anything. And then Lucina can swap in, but... Okay, we got very lucky there. I'm playing, like, a total amateur tonight. AOK says, you should stream Showdown Tacho. I mean, I probably will when Faye goes under. Like, when we get end of service announced for Fire Emblem. That's when I'll probably pick up Shoddy Battle again. Or, not Shoddy, but... what you call it. Pokemon Showdown. Pigeon Leader says, I quit competitive Pokemon when I spent a whole month training up a whole team just to be swept by a substitute +6 attack Belly Drum Snorlax. Alright, how does that even happen, though? Like, how do you let that happen? You can't let them set up like that, man. It's not that hard. Like, they've made it so much easier, too, like, nowadays to build a team. Because, like, breeding doesn't take that long at all with the new Destiny Knot method and, like, Everstone to get your nature. And now you don't even need Ivies anymore either. You can just, like, what is it called? The Maximum Train or something like that? Or, like, Hyper Train where you get maximum Ivies just from using a coin. They have done so many quality of life changes for Pokemon. Alright, Juliet Frost says, I was not a fan of Shoddy. Man, I have a love-hate relationship with Pokemon Showdown, but it was an improvement. Wow, a lot of people hating on Shoddy Battle. I wonder why that is. I didn't think, like, at the time, I didn't think it was that bad. Maybe at the start, but, like, once they ironed out some of the kinks, it got a lot better. Okay, horrible run here. This is, like, way off from my usual scores. But hopefully we don't have to do a second run in here. Alright, looks like we got 2 minutes to go until trailers, so why don't we head on over to our friend X, thanks to Elon Musk, and see if we've got that trailer. Alright, doesn't look like the trailer is up on X just yet, so got to do a little bit of waiting here. Alright, Raffle Gnome says just play Gen 3 OU, way more balanced. Yeah, Gen 3 was one of the most balanced competitive modes ever. Like, Gen 3 OU was really good. There were a couple of things that were, like, sus. Like, Baton Pass was really good, and, like, Celebi was really good, but in the end, they didn't ban it, and Gen 3 was, like, one of the only times where Smogon actually knew what they were doing. Because, like, they were so... In order to ban something, it was so difficult. Like, you had to go through so many hoops, and they had the right idea in Gen 3, and also in Gen 4 as well, because only Garchomp ended up getting banned. But, like, once Gen 5 hit, they just went ban happy, man. They started banning, like, everything for no good reason, and that really put me off to, like, Smogon at that point, because they like, set up on a mission to just ban everything. It wasn't like, nah, let's playtest this thing for a while, let's make sure it's balanced. Nah, let's just ban it straight up, right? Like, oh, man. All right, Pally says Gen 4 OU is the goated format, though, despite the bullshit. Gen 4 was pretty good. I think Gen 3 was still a little better. I didn't really hit my stride until Gen 5. Because the team preview was so good for me, particularly, like my playstyle, having access to the team preview. That really put me over. That made me, like, one of the best players in the world at that point. Okay, we have the trailer. It is up on X, so let's go ahead and pull this bad boy up. All right, y'all ready for some trailer action here? All right, we're going to also record the video for YouTube while we're at it. I'm going to turn the volume off because I have my own music playing. Alrighty, ladies and gents, we are back for another episode of the Tacho Show, and we have here our new trailer for a Emblem hero in Fire Emblem Heroes. So I'm expecting something pretty crazy because, of course, it's the Tanabata celebration. So let's see what we got here. Oh, it's Celica. Okay. Interesting. So it's not a red Celica if it's Celica. It's a blue Celica. That's a very different color for her. We don't really get that color. The quality on this is really bad. What is going on here? Like, X is failing me. Hold on. Let me see if it's on YouTube because this quality is just trash. What the hell? Okay, it is on YouTube. We're gonna actually, like, use the YouTube. All right, forgive me for all of this rigmarole that we're going through here, but I am not putting up with potato quality on this video. All right, guys, so here we are. We are back. This time we have the YouTube side of it, and looks like quality should be a little better. Okay, so Celica, Emblem Celica. Let's see what our girl has got going on. All right, so the art looks okay. I don't have a problem with that art. Okay, here it looks a little weird, though. Where is her nose, man? Like, why do they always do this? Where is her nose? How does she smell things? Like, why? Just make her face like a moe blob? Come on. All right, but she is a Blue Tome Infantry, as we mentioned earlier. Okay. All right, so Celica is probably going to have, like, Warping Ragnarok or, like, some crazy nonsense like that. Yeah, right there, Warp Ragnarok. She literally has what I just said. So, 45 HP. She is getting bonuses, and she also has the new Life and Death skill, too, so I don't even have any idea what her stats are going to be. Let's maybe just, like, wait until the data mine to actually talk about stats with her. Okay, so she is a Warping unit. Thank God this is not a wall of text, right? They actually held it down a little. This is manageable. Like, this is an okay amount, I would say. So, we got 14 attack, or 14 might, 2 range, -1 special trigger. If unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack and speed up 6 to unit. Grants a bonus to unit's attack and speed equal to 20% of speed at the start of combat. Deals damage equal to 20% of unit speed as well, excluding on AoEs. Nullifies foes' bonuses to speed and res, and then also grants -1 cooldown to unit before unit's first follow-up attack during combat. Oh, so it's not before her first attack, it's the follow-up attack that she gets it. And then also, if unit initiates combat, unit can make a follow-up before the foe's next attack. So she has instant desperation. She ramps right into Warp Ragnarok if that's the case. We got speed and res null, and then also a lot of bonus damage based on speed. Okay. All right, Warp Ragnarok, 2-hit special, boost damage by 25% of unit's attack. Okay. Unit can move through foes' spaces, so she has pass, essentially. Oh, that's dirty as hell. If she has pass, that means that she is not stopped by Warp Bubble, I don't think. For each foe within 6 spaces of unit, unit can move to the nearest space that are 2 spaces away from that foe, unless the space is impassable terrain. That is insane. And talk about holy movement, Batman. Okay, then we also have Verge of Death. Okay. We got Resonance 4. That's a brand new skill there. Okay, so brand new B skill. It looks like Rally, like a Rally B skill there. That's the icon. Deals damage to unit as combat begins, which is 20% of X. X is unit's max HP before entering battle, -20. Okay, so inheritable melt damage B skill. Yeah, that's exactly what we needed. They're like, okay, we gave Breath of Life 4. We can just give inheritable melt damage at this point. Max HP before entering battle means units max HP, excluding HP increases from legendary and mythic effects and bonus heroes. Okay, that's kind of balanced. That's a good way to help, like, 8th Raid's defense a little. So they can't just run, like, 5 blessings and then just melt all your health. Activates only when unit can attack in combat, and effects that reduce damage during combat do not apply. I'm assuming this is going to be tome only, by the way, because the icon there is a tome. Okay, effects that reduce damage during combat do not apply, will not reduce HP below 1. Okay, also inflicts speed and res -4 on the foe in combat. Unit deals damage equal to unit's HP at the start of combat. And then current HP times 2 during combat with a max of 12 and a min of 6. We're getting a lot of damage here, wow. Excluding AoEs, and then reduces the percentage of foes' non-special DR by X%, of course. Like, why not? Let's give the melt damage skill also DR piercing, because why not? Alright, skills by percentage of units' HP at the start of combat, minus current HP times 10 during combat, with a max of 60 and a min of 30, excluding AoEs. Man, this is pretty insane for an inheritable B skill. Like, I hope this is infantry tome only, because, like, imagine giving this to a cavalry tome like Gulveig, and then she's got, like, 50 actions, and she's doing all of this shit now. Melt damage Gulveig is not something we need. Okay, then we also have Infantry Null Follow-Up, and her emblem effect is this. So, Enhanced Engaged Special. Boosts special damage by unit's max special cooldown count value times 4, excluding on AoEs. Okay. For each foe in 5 spaces of unit can move to the nearest space that are within unit's range from that foe, unless the space is impassable terrain. That was not necessary. What are the other, man? Not both. Like, okay, so they're giving her bonus damage and also warping like crazy. Was that necessary? Did they need to have both of those in there? Oh my god. Unless the space is impassable terrain. Okay, so this is going to be blocked by Warp Bubble. I'm not sure if her special is, though. Alright, let's take a look here. Alright, so lots of nonsense went on there. She gets her Desperation effect, and then... I like that attack animation. She does like a Kamehameha. Oh, we have a better look at her stats here. So, it's only +8 from Verge of Death and then -8, so this shouldn't be that hard to calculate. So we got 45 HP. I'm going to say 60 attack. Well, of course, 14 from the weapon as well. So what is that? 46 attack, and then speed is 46, and then defense and res are... It's -8, right? It's not -5, Verge of Death. Let me just double check that. Okay, it is -8 to both defense and res. So, what do we got here? 21 defense, and then 24 res. Okay, so those are her stats. Look at how much she can warp, man. This is so crazy. Oh, she took... Wait, why did she take chip damage there? She attacked, and then she took, like... Oh, wait a second. Her B skill does the damage to herself? Is that how it works? So it's not melt damage, it's like self-damage. Interesting, okay. Alright, we'll go back and we'll read that again, actually, because it seems like I didn't get that right on the first read. Which, surprise, surprise, right? Like, I mean, you read a skill and you still don't even know what it does. Alright, her attack animation is really nice, though. I like it. Alright, who else we got on here? Oh, before that, they're just going to show, like, her giving the emblem ring out. Yeah, so, of course, they're giving it to Celine, who... I believe Celine is the one that comes with the Celica ring in Engage. Alright, so now she's able to warp, and then she gets bonus damage based on her special cooldown count. Alright, yeah, seems legit, right? Like... warping and bonus damage, that's a little much. One or the other, like I said, but not both. Alright, so here we go for the rest of the banner. Okay, so what do we got here? On blue, we have Celica, of course. She is accompanied by Ivy and, wow, Sheeta. Okay. You want to talk about a stacked blue pool. That's pretty stacked. 2 attuned heroes and a freaking emblem hero. Okay. All right, then on red, we've got Hinoka, we have Veronica, and then also Embla. All right, then on green, we've got Xander, we have Rosado, and then Ascended Merrick. And then on colorless, we've got Fomoritis, we have Medius, and then we have Goto. Okay, yeah, blue is definitely in first place here, man. That is an insane blue pool. Holy shit. 2 attuned heroes and a freaking emblem hero. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, what would be in second place, though? Let's see here. I'm thinking maybe colorless, because you got, like, all mythic heroes on colorless. Even though 2 of them are defensive, like, we can definitely do better. Goto has a lot of value now with AoE protection. Although, like, how much do you really need Goto with Breath of Life 4? Like, you don't really need him as much anymore. Medius at least has cancel control fodder, which is great. Actually, maybe red is better. I don't know. Like, maybe Veronica and Hinoka are just, like, outweighing what we get from colorless. And then green. I forgot what fodder Rosado had. I think he also changed the speed necessary to make a double. Like, he had one of those Diamant and, like, frozen effects on his weapon. Could be. Yeah, maybe green actually is better, but, like, Xander is a wash. And then Merrick is okay if you don't have him. He gives you the Floret, and then he does have at least insight, attack, and speed for fodder, which is great. I would have preferred if they gave him Flared Sparrow, though. They gave him Remote Sparrow, which he doesn't really care about. Yeah, but regardless of where the other colors rank, I think blue is by far in first place here. So, yeah, it looks like a pretty solid banner. Yeah, her ring is very good. Obviously, like, this is one of the more impactful rings, because you could give this to whoever you want, right? Like, surprisingly, this is good on armors, I think. Like, armored units being able to warp like this and then getting bonus damage is pretty funny. Because, like, what is the main issue with armored units right now? They have bad mobility. So, like, if you give them this, and then, let's say in the future we get, like, a crazy mage armor unit that has, like, brave attacking or something like that. This could start to look really good for an armored unit as an engage effect. But it's probably going to be best on, like, just mages, I would say. Right now, mages are going to be good with it. Melee would be okay, but I mean, melee units, they're not going to really take advantage of the reach as well as, like, a range unit would. Okay, so let's read her B skill again, because I think I got it wrong. So, deals damage to unit as combat begins equal to 20% of X. So, okay, it's not melt damage, it's like self-chip. Is there a reason why she needs to chip herself, though? I don't think her weapon had, like, any effects that trigger on low HP. Yeah, she just gets her desperation right away. So, like, there's not really a reason why she needs to chip herself. I don't know why they had that in there. Okay, so speed and res -4 on the foe, and then unit deals damage equal to unit's HP at the start of combat. Oh, that's why. So it's giving you bonus damage based on your own HP, but then they're chipping your HP, so it's not, like, easy to get, like, a crazy amount of that. So possibly 12 points of true damage, and then you also get damage reduction cut. Okay, that makes a little more sense. This is a little balanced compared to other nonsense like Lagu's Friend 4, which is completely unbalanced. Okay, I can kind of dig it. They seem to be toning down a little, right? Like, the weapon and the special are very short on the text. It's not, like, crazy or anything like that, so I think this is fine. They did a pretty good job balancing her. She seems pretty solid, too. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below about our new Emblem hero. I'm probably still going to be summoning on what I've been summoning on right now, which is Attuned Micaiah. I don't have a copy of her, and I want to try to get her before her banner goes away. So, I'm probably going to skip Celica, although I think she is pretty good and definitely worthwhile. So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. This is your boy Tasho signing out. So, take care, fellas, and I will catch you guys again on the flip side. Alright, so Resonance chips herself, as that is what it did in Engage. Hurts yourself for more damage. Okay, yeah, I guess it's thematic in that sense, but, like, when have they ever cared about thematics in Fire Emblem Hero? We get, like, Elincia units released with more than 16 attack all the time, so I don't know. I would take that with a grain of salt. They don't always cater builds and kits and skills in here the same they were in, like, the regular games. Alright, her emblem effect also isn't too crazy, to be honest. Well, the warping is nice, but, like, I don't think her warping gets through warp bubbles, so at least there's that much. Is Resonance good for peeps that use Gale Force? I guess it would be, but, like, it's Tome only, so there's not really a lot of Tome units that actually do Gale Force, other than, like, Gulveg. It's probably good on Gulveg, isn't it, right? Like, it's giving you more true damage than Assassin Strike would, or Occult Strike would, and then the chip damage, as mentioned earlier, can help with Gale Forcing. So it would probably be good there, I would say. It's certainly not like a Lagoose 4, though. Lagoose Friend 4 level skill. Alright, she seems on the balanced side indeed, which is good. I mean, hopefully this is how they keep their units catered in the future. We don't want to see, like, nonsense anymore, like Emblem Ike and stuff. Alright, guys, I think I'm going to hop out of the live stream now. We're going to go ahead and get that video ready to upload and go ahead and call it a night, I guess. So, thanks to everyone for stopping by and hanging out with me. Had some good times there on the live stream. And I'll catch you guys again tomorrow night when we get the data mines for Celica and we see, like, inheritance restrictions for this beast skill and all that stuff. So, take care, fellas. Hope y'all have a good one. And I'll